Okay, so let's take a look at how you can connect Azure Cosmos DB to Azure Data Studio, right? So first thing, make sure to log into your Azure portal. I assume that you already connected your card and started with free trial or even pay as you go. Next thing, we are going to search for Azure service named Azure Cosmos DB, right? You can search from search bar or you can find it within dashboard, right? So click on Cosmos DB and here you see currently I don't have any service account here for Cosmos DB. What I can do is I will click on create. Now out of all these options you can see API for NoSQL, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, Apache Gremlin, MyTable, and finally Apache Cassandra. So let's say that you want to write the apps for MongoDB. In that case, you want to migrate that MongoDB load over to Cosmos DB. In that case, you don't want to change the API settings and no change to data either, right? So what you can do in that case is click on create. Now here you can see Azure Cosmos DB for MongoDB has the project details where we have to check subscription, then resource group, right? Then we also have option to enter account name, which is, let's say, dev mongo. If I name this instance, then currently it is not available, so dev cosmo. Okay, it seems like available. Then location, I will go with default. I will apply free tier discount to this. Again, use provision throughput, or I can choose from serverless, right? Then there is version as well, 4.2, and I will review and create that. Now validation will give success message and you will get your details related to instance. Click on create. Now as you can see, deployment in progress, so you'll have to wait till the status becomes okay and gives you the green light for this. And here you see first status is okay. We'll wait for entire deployments turns green. Meanwhile, you can also open your Azure Data Studio. So if you have installed SQL Server Management Studio, then it comes bundled with it, right? So I'm opening that on the side. It will do its background update and service thing. Meanwhile, we check the deployment. Right, there are preview features. I don't want them for now. Now let's wait for it to finish the deployment. Do note that some of the times deployment can fail based on the available regions, so be patient with that. And also the thing is you will also have to delete the entire instance before starting, right? So let's go to Azure Data Studio. So here I'm going to show you the extension. So here you can see the Cosmos DB extension. We need this extension for making the connection from our Cosmos DB to Azure Data Studio, right? Because we are dealing with MongoDB API, right? So now once we have it, we will go back to our instance, wait for the deployment to give green sign. And here at the top you can see the deployment is succeeded. Now here you see our Cosmos DB instance is ready. Okay, you can see all the status will be showing online. It will even show you this: congratulations, your Azure Cosmos DB for MongoDB API account is ready. Now you can choose your platform, and from there you can connect. You can also use this particular connection option, right? Apart from that, you can also find connection strings here. So that, or you choose the option given, right? Now the thing is, let's say if I go to overview and check everything, here it will tell you that you don't have any collections. So we go to data explorer, and within that we have option to create new collection, right? So let's try that. Create new collection. Here I'm going to name this my table, right? Then it says share throughput. I will uncheck that. Then come see collection ID as my task. Can choose between unsharded and sharded. Then shard key you will keep underscore ID. Then comes auto scaling. I will choose to manual 400, right? And then finally I will click OK, right? Once we set our database and collection, we are good to go with our connection between this account and Azure Data Studio here, right? So we will go to the home page, and meanwhile wait for it to create our collection. Here you can see the data, my table, then my task, and here I can see the document schema, scale and settings. Now let's go to connection string. Pay attention to your data here. Now click on your Azure Data Studio and click new connection, right? Now if you have installed the Mongo connection, you will find it here. Now my point is to go browse for Azure first, get yourself authenticated, right? And then we will wait for it to load our instance of Cosmos DB for MongoDB API, right? And we can find that in list, and it will get selected. All the details will be filled for us, right? Can also find the name and all the details pre-filled. Can click on connect to see it already started or not. Can even check the details on the left hand side, and as you can see, Azure Data Studio made the connection successfully. Now you can see I have my table listed, right? Which if you check in overview, that's the name we have given it, right? So if we check the data explorer, within that we have my table and my tasks, right? So data was in my table doc collection, and my task was given as our collection ID, right? Then we can add documents here, also set the settings. As you can see, create new work or work with existing documents. So now that we have activity on both the sides, we can start from here. So here if I choose my already existing table, and let's see if I refresh this, if it contains anything, so I can simply click on databases and it will go and check the table. So we have our my table here. I can import sample data. Basically what I can do here is I can simply add all that JSON data, and that would be one option. Another thing, I can also create new collection which will come exactly below this place, right? You can see the limit 400 RUs, shard key The collection contains no documents and no data usage. Our goal was to basically just connect our existing connection from our Cosmos DB account on cloud to Azure Data Studio on desktop. I know a lot of confusing, so I will just go through the workflow, right? So first what I have done is I have created a new Cosmos DB account. Once created, I managed to get into Data Explorer, created a new collection, right? And as you can see, I have my table, and within which my task is the collection, right? Now I can add the documents and work normally just like I do with MongoDB. Now let's come back to our Azure data part, right? So within Azure Data Studio, you need one extension called Azure Cosmos DB API for MongoDB. I installed that. Then I went to servers. Within servers, I connected to Azure, and from there it managed to get the MongoDB API connection, and then I managed to connect to that container and then my collection, right? So pretty much we followed the flow here for making the connection from Azure on cloud to Azure Data Studio on desktop.